Hello and welcome to On Your Lane. This is the best place for you if you're an ambitious person who wants to take charge of your life, you want to make more income, you want to make more impact and live a fulfilling life. And today we're talking about top companies that offer visa sponsorship. This is one of the top questions that I get. Where are these companies that are willing to sponsor me to get this professional job in the UK or around the world? I have talked about it, talking about groups of companies like multinationals, international NGOs that are willing to sponsor people with the right skills to move from their countries to different countries. Those are ideal. But today I wanted to just go deeper and just talk about the actual companies that offer visa sponsorship. They'll vary according to the field that they're sponsoring. So you see that some banks are willing to sponsor people in banking, but not people in accounting. They're willing to sponsor people in IT, but not people in a specific field. So it varies. But this is a good place to look. So when you get this list, please go to the company websites and start to browse and see which roles are in demand and which ones are not. Something that I found when I was browsing through these companies' websites is that there are some roles that I can do, but I didn't have a name for. So credit analyst is not a role that I would think I can do it. But I would go to a website and see, oh, I can actually be a credit analyst. I can actually be a product manager. I can actually be different roles that I never had in my mind. So be open-minded when you go to these company websites and spread your net wide. Another thing to note is that there are some specific fields that are just more in demand. Like tech is in demand. So you will find different spectrums of that in different companies. You might think, oh, this is an audit firm. They might not want a tech person, but you'll find that tech is in demand across the board. And also if you're thinking, okay, these companies are sponsoring, but really, it's difficult to get sponsorship. It might be hard to get sponsorship or just challenging, I like to say, but be assured that there are people moving day in, day out, moving monthly, weekly. I actually just did a random thing where I was getting off a bus and I saw a girl that I was just meeting every day. Every time I'm in a bus, she's going the same direction as me, and then we split at some point. I stopped and said hi, and I asked her what she does. And she works for a top bank that is also on the list that I'm going to share today. And I asked her how she got the job, and she actually got the job whilst in Nigeria and relocated for it. And for me, that was a beacon of hope. I was like, yay. You know, because sometimes you go online and you see all these negative stories and you start to think maybe it's not possible, but it really is possible. So you could shut off the negative, think on the positive and see how you can position yourself. So as I take you through this list, please remember to update your LinkedIn profile. Please remember to get your killer CV in shape. And if you need to do that, I have links in the description. I've done videos on that and I offer support to help you with your CV and your LinkedIn so that when you are applying and when you're going to these websites, you're not going there just to embarrass yourself. You're going there to sell yourself. When they go to your CV, then when they go to your LinkedIn profile, they're like, yes, let's talk to this person. And I always say this, and I would never stop saying this: prayer, prayer, prayer. Pray all the time. Pray about everything. Pray about your career. Pray about the jobs that you see. Pray about the fear you're having. Pray about the doubts. Pray about your ambitions and your goals. Pray about everything. God would direct you to the right places and you will save so much energy. You know how sometimes people say, all things work together for good. It doesn't work together for good for everyone. It works together for the good of those who love the Lord and who are called according to his purpose. Have a relationship with Jesus. Put your career at the altar. Tell him your ambitions and your goals. Be willing to hear from him, and you'll be surprised how he will direct your paths. And that's a guarantee. Not from me, from God himself. You might think, oh, I don't want to relocate to the UK. But when you look at the caliber of these companies, you see that you can actually tap into their different branches around the world. These are multinationals. They have different spaces around the world. So you can actually say, oh, if this is working in the UK, it's going to work in Australia. It's going to work in Canada. It's going to work in Nigeria. It's going to work in South Africa. It's going to work in Zambia. It's going to work around the globe. So be open-minded in that way. At the same time, look at their competitors, because I'm not listing all the companies that sponsor. So if I mention one company, you can look at their 4, 3, 5 competitors and know that they are likely to do the same thing because they're competing. They're probably the same size. They're looking at the same demographic of people. They're most likely to compete on their staff as well. On to the sponsoring companies in the UK. Number one, and this is not in any particular order, we're going to go to Barclays. Barclays is a universal bank. They sponsor people in tech. They sponsor people in finance, in banking, in business analysis. I actually got a job with Barclays at some point, and I was looking for sponsorship, and they couldn't. They couldn't sponsor me. And I was like, I thought it was guaranteed. Because I had just talked to a few people who had just been sponsored by Barclays. There were other two people who were actually coming in from India who were sponsored fully by the company. And I was like, well, it's probably guaranteed for me as well. It wasn't. So that's something to be aware of. The fact that they're sponsoring in a specific field, a specific manager could have room to sponsor, another manager or another department could not. So, but they do a lot of sponsoring. So if you're in tech, if you're in finance, if you're in wealth management, business analysis, look into Barclays. Number 2 is Clifford Chance. They're a legal entity and they sponsor top legal talent from around the world. So if you're a lawyer or what you do is in compliance, governance, or associated with law, please check out Clifford Chance. The next one is JP Morgan and Chase. They are into tech. Like in their office in Glasgow, they have, I think the whole office is software engineers or tech people. Because I have met a couple of people and they are working there and they're in tech. So JP Morgan sponsors people in tech, and they also sponsor people in finance, in banking, data analysts, cybersecurity experts. You see, it's very techy. You can also get in there with business analysis and product management. The next one is Ernst & Young, EY. They sponsor accountants, tech, consulting, strategy development, and related areas. So look into them. Next one is GSK. I'm not going to give you the full name. They had a former name. It was long. So let's stick to GSK. They're a pharmaceutical company, and so they focus on the sciences. So they offer sponsorship for people in microbiology, medical robotics, lab automation, medical sales, and change management as well. And they also have an amazing graduate program. So if you're in the UK and you're looking for a graduate program that will also sponsor your visa, check out GSK. The next company is HSBC. I love HSBC as well because I did some interviews with them and it was fantastic. It was a great process, and they sponsor roles in finance, business development, customer success, and in product development as well. The next is KPMG. They sponsor roles in accounting, auditing, finance, deal advisory, tech, taxation, and consulting. The next is McKinsey & Company, and they offer sponsorship for business analysts, engagement management, digital technology consulting, and knowledge analyst. The next is PricewaterhouseCoopers, PwC, and they sponsor roles in tech, in finance, in business consulting, risk management, and financial consulting. And then we have Rolls-Royce. I just thought that would be a cool company to work for because Rolls-Royce, man. And they sponsor roles in service engineering, health physics, power electronic system engineering, manufacturing quality management, sales, marketing, manufacturing quality management. I know this means something to someone. Please check out Rolls-Royce for that. Then we have Unilever. They're a household name around the world, and they sponsor roles in food science, food and product safety, manufacturing, data quality, business analysis, and finance. So you see, this is a wide range of companies, and I had to limit this to 11 companies because it could go on and on. There's a demand around the world for skilled people who are good at what they do and are willing to explain it and sell themselves to people who are looking for them in different companies. And I believe you're one of those people. You might like where you are, but just think about the possibility of expanding your experience, your exposure, and your income. International companies do that for you. And I believe that many Africans should really step up and take up these roles. A few challenges that I see: lack of confidence and lack of information, which I hope I can help you with. Check the description box for resources that can help you with that. There are videos I've done and there are products that I offer that will be able to add value to you and help you shine in your role and get that recognition, get that progress, and get that role that you deserve. So take initiative, fix that LinkedIn profile, update that CV, get in these company websites, get on LinkedIn, get on Glassdoor, get on all these platforms, reach out to recruiters and get yourself visible. You deserve these opportunities, but they will not track you down. You have to seek these opportunities. And I remember a friend of mine was writing and they were saying, oh my goodness, I didn't know there were so many opportunities. After I started looking, I started finding. That's just how life works. Those who seek, find. Nobody's going to bring the roles to you. Nobody's going to say, oh, this fits you perfectly whilst you're just chilling. You have to be doing something, working on yourself, putting yourself out there, and these opportunities will then land to you. You will get them and you'll be testifying about how you don't know how you got these opportunities, but it is because you're doing the work and you are being visible and you are praying, because God makes things possible, right? Okay. If you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. And also, if you have any questions and comments, let me know. I'd love to interact with you and also to connect with you via social media, so you can find my details below. Otherwise, thank you for coming. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.